Welcome back to the channel. This building sat as a concrete stump for over 2,000 days. A billion-dollar dream swallowed by the sand. Today the silence finally ends. Let's start. The Saudi desert is a place of long silences. But for the last 6 years, one silence was louder than the rest. It was the silence of a ghost. Standing 250 meters tall, a massive concrete stump stood in the sand like a broken promise. It was meant to be the tallest building in human history, the Jeddah Tower. In 2018, the world watched as the crane stopped moving. The project was declared dead. Critics called it a $20 billion failure, a monument to ego that nature simply wouldn't allow to be finished. But as of January 2026, the silence has finally ended. The ghost tower is awake. If you stand at the base today, you will hear the rhythmic thrum of industrial life once again. 5 of the world's largest cranes have returned to the summit. The tower is now surpassing the 80th floor, growing at a blistering pace of one new level every 4 days. This isn't just a construction update. This is the story of how humanity is finally touching the 1 kilometer mark. In this documentary, we go beyond the concrete and steel to uncover the impossible physics of a building that was never supposed to survive. To understand the comeback, we have to look at the collapse. In 2018, work abruptly stopped at the 63rd floor. For over 2,000 days, this site was a graveyard of machines. For a student of engineering, this is a nightmare scenario. Concrete is a living, breathing chemical mixture. If you leave it unfinished, exposed to the corrosive, salty air of the Red Sea for 6 years, the salt can penetrate the core and rust the steel reinforcement from the inside out. In early 2025, before a single new brick was laid, a massive technical audit was performed. This was high-stakes science. Thousands of ultrasonic sensors were placed inside the tower's core to look for microscopic fractures. Engineers used ground-penetrating radar to ensure the foundation hadn't shifted. The result? The tower was perfect. The original engineering was so over-designed that even a half-decade of neglect couldn't break it. With a new consortium of builders and a 2028 deadline, the race to beat the Burj Khalifa has officially restarted. But as the tower grows, the physics of the earth start to fight back. The first, impossible, problem isn't the height, it's the ground. The Burj Khalifa sits on solid rock. But the Jeddah Tower? It sits on a bed of coral and silt. How do you stop a 900,000-ton needle from sinking into the mud? The answer is a 5-meter-thick concrete raft, supported by 270 board piles. These aren't normal pillars. They reach 110 meters deep. That is the height of a 30-story skyscraper buried upside down just to hold the base. Engineers used a concept called skin friction. The piles don't just sit on the bottom. They are squeezed by the earth so tightly that the friction alone holds the weight. It's like a giant snowshoe for a giant building. But there was a catch. The ground here is karstic, full of hidden underground caves. If a single pile hit a cavity, the whole tower could tilt. Every single pile had to be mapped with sonar before the concrete was poured. We are building on a foundation that is as deep as a skyscraper is tall. Let's talk about the physics of height. Gravity is the ultimate enemy of the skyscraper. To reach 1,000 meters, you have to move liquid rock vertically. This is a battle of pressure. The pumps on site are pushing concrete at 243 bars of pressure. To put that in perspective, that is the same pressure you would feel 2 kilometers under the ocean. If a pipe bursts at this height, it isn't a leak. It's a lethal cannon blast that can slice through steel like a laser. The concrete has to stay on the journey. If the pump stops for even 30 minutes, the concrete in the pipes hardens. This would instantly destroy $5 million worth of equipment and stop the project for months. This is why the work only happens at night. During the Saudi day, the heat would expand the pipes and flash dry the mixture. At 2 a.m., under massive floodlights, the tower grows. It is a high-stakes surgery performed in the dark. At the top of the tower, the wind is a hammer. Most buildings fight the wind with mass, but the Jeddah Tower fights it with intelligence. It's a tapered tripedal, wing shape. This design prevents vortex shedding. Normally, wind creates a rhythmic sway that makes buildings vibrate. But because the Jeddah Tower's shape is always changing, the wind gets confused. It can't find a rhythm to push against. And then there are the elevators. To travel 1,000 meters, steel cables would be too heavy, they would snap under their own weight. Instead, the tower uses UltraRope. a carbon fiber technology that allows a single lift to travel 600 meters in one go. You aren't just taking an elevator, you are taking a vertical train into the stratosphere. Why does a 1-kilometer tower matter for our future? It's not about the record books or the ego of a nation. It is a laboratory for the cities of the 2030s. As our world becomes more crowded, we have two choices. We can spread out and destroy nature, or we can build up. The Jeddah Tower proves that we can create vertical cities that house thousands of people on a tiny footprint of land. It is a message to the future, that no matter how long the silence lasts or how many ghosts we leave in the desert, human curiosity will always find a way to reach the clouds. Thank you for being part of this journey. We recently hit 15 subscribers on this channel, and every single one of you matters to the growth of Build Theory. If you found this engineering deep dive helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me, a student, keep making these documentaries for you for free. The giant is back, and the sky is no longer the limit. I'll see you in the next theory.